To horizontally center an element, we need to use the block element so that it can reserve the entire width of its sort of section. And it tries to reserve like the entire width. I guess I'll demonstrate this in just a second. And then we can use margin left auto, margin right auto. And so all I have here is a block, and I don't want this to be inline block. I want this to be block, which is the default. So I don't actually need that for a div. And so I've got 4 pixel solid blue, min width and max width. Let's just change that to a width and a height. I copied the wrong file, and that's okay. It's easy enough to change. So width of 400 pixels and a height of 400 pixels. And when I open this element or this page in my browser, we can see that I have this box. Now let's say I wanted it to be right in the center. What I can do is I can say down here, and I'll make this a bit bigger, margin left auto, and that's going to automatically apply all of the margin it can. So we actually moved it to the right. That's kind of cool. But if we wanted it to be in the center, we do margin right auto, and this balances it on either side. And a shortcut you're often going to see me do is something like margin. Let's say the top is going to be 50 pixels, and left and right are going to be auto. This is top, this is right, this is bottom, this is left. And so we can toggle these off because they're not being used whatsoever. And now we have margin all the way around and our element is centered. Now why this is important? Because eventually you're going to need to be able to center an element based on its margin. Not just the text, you want to center it based on its margin, so it's always centered. Now it's at this point you're probably wondering, wow, okay, this is cool. We're doing all these things, but it doesn't really look very nice. And the problem with learning CSS is you need to learn these smaller components, these little tips and tricks, before we can actually start making something really beautiful. We need to know how all these small components work together. And so this is how we center something in the center of our page. And let's just there we go. It's in the center of our page using margins. Go ahead, give that a shot. When you're ready, let's head on over to the next lesson.